Well, hello to all you miniatures enthusiasts out there on the internet. This is Doc Eon coming to you on Monday, the 2nd of November, 2020. Time flies, as always. Anyway, we're starting off this week's Ramble with some finished miniatures. These are mostly Reaper stuff. And the oldest miniature among them is this snake, which I eventually just wound up doing in a yellow and red scheme. It's a very simple miniature. There's not a lot to the texture of the scales, so there's not really a lot of you can do to work with the pattern. So anyway, the companion piece is I think the only non-Reaper miniature I finished this week is this Gale Force 9 Snake Person, who's from the Tomb of Annihilation adventure, supposedly. I don't know what this character is that he's supposed to represent. I haven't read that adventure thoroughly. We have a metal Barrow Warden, which is one of the newest figures they've released from Reaper. This one came as a bonus mini with my October order from Reaper. I painted up this Wolfman with the crossbow as well for one of the players in my campaign who plays as kind of Wolfman archer. Decided to make it a grey wolf. Don't know if it comes across, but there's a slight tonal difference between the fur and the non-furred skin parts. And again, it's a different grey than the rock, hopefully. I considered making the metal bronze because grey fur and steel plates kind of blend together, but oh well. Put in the red skirt or kilt to set it off anyway. And finally, I got more to show you. This is the large earth elemental in Reaper Bones, where I've tried to paint it a couple of different colors. I mean, the part, logically this should be a fossil, so it shouldn't be bone colored, but I painted a bone color just to set it off and to give you the idea that it's something distinct from the earth and rock around it. And yeah, oops. Well, it's plastic, so if it fell over, no great shakes. So that's the first 5 finished minis. What else did I do? And I also finished these centaurs, of which 3, the ones on cavalry bases, are from Reaper. This one is from Heresy Miniatures. The one on the round base, a little different from the others. A little pretty lady Cantar. Now the good thing about these models is that most of them, well, 2 out of 4 are wearing lots of barding, which means I don't have to paint as much horse flesh in that, because painting horse or animal, smooth animal skin or you know, tightly furred is difficult to do in a realistic manner. And on the 1-2 that did have a lot of exposed horse, I just faked it by doing light colors, which is easier. So this one is actually, here I tried to go for continuation of the skin color, so the horse is actually just a darker tone of the skin, or rather the base color of the horse part travels up and is the shade color of the human part, the body, but the human part has more highlights. And this guy I went with a gray, and he has a little Tom Selleck mustache. Eyes were difficult on these for some reason. I don't know if it's that the sculptors didn't focus as much on the eyes, but they were hard, were very, very small and hard, except in this one. This one had good large eyes. But the rest were very small and hard to do anything other than just paint black slits. But I don't think on a model like this one, it's not what people who look at it are going to focus on is not the eyes, actually. It's because there's so much else going on. But that's a total of 9 minis finished this week. That's a good amount. I'm happy with that. And all these dudes are not only prepped and primed, but they've gotten a head start. I've done quite a lot of metallic work. Well, I mean, this guy is almost all metallic, so he's like half done already. Needs a lot of weathering, but otherwise, you can tell that these are some pretty cool, interesting minis. I'm looking forward to painting them. Big Snake has seen a bit of work. Mostly, you can see that the belly scales have been painted here on the bottom as well. And I've gloss varnished them, gloss coated them to protect them, this part of the paint job, so I can stand it on that while I paint the rest. And the upper portion has simply been primed in a dark gray. This is German Panzer Gray, a Vallejo primer. I can see it needs some touching up here and there, but probably not important, because it's going to get covered by other colors. Now I'm thinking, because I went with a light color on the belly, go dark above, I'm thinking a deep blue, like a black blue, blue-black, as the main color, but not the only color, because it's such a large area. I want to do some sort of pattern on the scales. I haven't quite decided what yet. I'm still searching reference photos on good snake skin patterns that I could use. But once I come up with something, I will implement it. And once again, I found a few minis I couldn't resist buying. I got these Warforged, including the Lord of Blades, who is of course the greatest of all Warforged. They're from Gale Force 9, Collector Series. Interestingly enough, these are some newer ones. They just say Collector Series. They don't say Limited Edition anymore. The old ones always had like there were only 1,500 made or something like that. These seem like they might want to keep them in production. Anyway, the reason I got them is if you're playing in any sort of D&D influenced world created since Eberron, I mean, something like the Warforged will appear, and in 13th Age, which I play now, there's the Forgeborn, which are the same thing. But there's damn few minis for them. There's very few minis created for this type of race, or whatever you want to call it. So I picked them up. My local store had them, and I said, why not? And I'm going to start painting them right away. I'm going to start prepping them for next week. So that's 4 new minis. In addition, I'll start up 4 more of these ducks. We have, this guy is kind of a shaman. This looks like a bartender. There is the female wizard. And there is the monk duck. So hopefully that should be enough new projects to keep me busy. Still have some old projects. I'm not sure I'll finish everything that's on my plate right now, especially the Big Snake, by next week, so there might still be some leftovers to do as well. Anyway, that was this week's episode. If you followed me this far, why not click like? Why not subscribe? Leave a comment. Share the video. But most importantly, be back here again next week. Same day of the week, same channel, same Dakian, who's now signing off.